Butterfinger or the heaviest thing is high above it
And
as
it's
you can
been more
get,
money.
and it'll knock it
And
down.
you got
I
Butterfinger
did
too.
that one time and it ate my $3 that I paid. I was so
We
sick.
got a new vending machine in our dorm that has it has a sensor, and if your food doesn't fall out the hole, it gives you your money back.
Nice. It's a smart.
Now that's technology.
Are you sure
Yeah.
there's vending machines?
I'll bet
See,
you are.
you see how I did it? I did that masking. Look,
They should
this is
stop rounding on whatever they're
There's
counting.
only a male
We
would
should all go help them.
bang against it.
That's not true, Dr. Briers.
I know, I shouldn't
Hungry female will make
use
it.
that. I shouldn't do that gender bias kind of thing. You missed out on it, Kyle. We had all of our gender stuff
There
earlier.
was a bag of chips stuck right before class. Because I almost got something out of it. I was like, oh, no, because those are stuck.
Well, Dr. Strong was telling us, and I had him last semester, he said he'll walk by, he'll check the money, and he'll check the slot every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he doesn't care what it is.
Every once
He
in a
doesn't
while.
even want half the stuff.
Yeah, every once you find a quarter, you'll find a bag of chips.
Is it like a mini one?
That's a way of us guys are strong in me. I know exactly what he does.
You're like, I taught him.
Now, let's move to ordinal interval and ratio data. And we don't just can we use percentages and charts and pie charts and histograms and frequency polygons and those kind of things? Absolutely. Anything we can use with a nominal variable, we can use at any of the higher levels because they have every characteristic that a nominal variable has too. One is a name, just like my social security number that I ain't going to tell you this time. Okay? Because it ain't really a number. It's a name. Okay? So it has all those characteristics. But it does other things. Because we can order it, we can truly then get from lowest to highest. And what is that distance from lowest to highest called? It's called the range. Okay? It's called the range. Is a range a measure of dispersion?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So let's look at this first set of data. I've got it up there. Okay? And just to dink around with it, I am not a big time user of Excel. But everyone's got Excel. Okay? And Excel can do amazing things in terms of statistical analysis. We won't do a whole bunch of it, but we'll do a little bit of it to just say, you know, if you've got a class that you're teaching and you want to do an average or something, you can figure out real easy how to get that kind of stuff. An average meaning mean, median, or mode. Okay? Let's look at those numbers over there. I know you can't see all of them, but you've got those numbers, right? Okay? You've got all of them. Okay? Let me pull it up here and let's talk about those numbers. Okay. Now, can you see those numbers? How many of them are there? There are 21 of them. Let's look at those numbers there. I don't know if you can see them. I could make it larger, but then it's going to, some of them are going to disappear. You've got them in front of you. So, you know, here I am trying to use technology. Don't have to use technology. You have the dang thing right in front of me. Why did I do that? I don't know. I was trying to be cute about showing my technology skills. Can you get the mode of those data? Is there a mode? What's the mode?
64.
Why is 64 the mode? Because it occurs twice. Does any other number occur twice? Don't think so. Can you get easily the range from those data? In fact, can you even get, if you had 210 rather than just 21, could you get the mode very easily from that list? Just looking at it, you might want to
Sort them.
sort them, and sort them how? In some kind of order. Oh, wait a second. What does ordinal have to do with? Order has to do with level of measurement called nominal? No. Called ordinal, which is also true for interval and ratio data. It's ordinal as well. So we order them. We can order ordinal data, and these data are ordinal. So if we go up here, it's pretty simple. We just come over here and it says sort them. Better tell them what data I want to sort. I want to sort those 21 numbers there. Smallest to largest. Okay? So we can use Excel to do that. And now we can look up there and look at it pretty quickly. Again, with just 21 and say, well, there's nothing else, 21 data points. And see, there are only 64 is the only one that's repeated, so that would be the mode. Does that 64 really tell you much about the average of those data? Really, no. It doesn't tell you much. That isn't what we'd want to know. It wouldn't inform us. If we got the median, can we compute the median?
Yes.
What's the median of those data, and how did you determine it? There's 1 to 21 numbers.
79.
It's an odd number. It's an odd number of numbers, so you just pick the middle one, which is number 11.
It's the 11th one. There's 10 on either side of it. The 11th one is 79. What if there are only 20 numbers?
The average of the two.
The average between 10 and 11. Okay, but there's 21. We'll just choose 11, and the median is 79. The middle score is 79.
They could all be
That's-
79 and it would still be the median, so it still doesn't tell us much about this version.
Nah, but it tells us a little something.
More accurate than the low.
It's certainly more accurate in telling us something than just the mode would be. In fact, if one of these test scores were yours, and I told you the median was 79, and told you your test score, you'd have
A good idea of where you were.
some idea of where you were, wouldn't you?
Maybe even more than the average.
Maybe more than the average, but
The whatever it's.
But then the average, I already told you an average. Median is an average. I already told you another average. Mode, that's an average. What do you mean the average?
I meant mean.
Ah,
I
you
meant
meant
mean.
Yeah, I'm being mean.
Yeah.
I'm being mean to you. I want to nurture. I want my feminine side to come out. Nurture you. So,
He just wants you to compliment his haircut.
I want you so badly to learn this stuff. Seriously, I want us to all learn this stuff because it is so, so important to research-educated people to know these terms and what they are and how to do them, etc. So yeah, we're going to compute the mean. How do you compute the mean?
Sum them all up and divide by.
Sum them all up. Let's sum them all up. Well, there's a formula there that says, to auto sum them. I want to sum them, don't I? Did that very good.
Yeah, it's stood out under
Maybe
test
click it.
scores. It's under test scores.
Okay. There's my sum then. That's what you said. I have to sum it all up and do what then?
Divide by the number.
Divide by the number. And I happen to have the number over there on the left. But if I didn't have, how would you figure out how many folks you had?
Count them.
You would count them. Ah, okay, let's see if it does that. Counted that first one to the last one. Now again, you don't have to know how to do this. Don't have to know how to do this. Excel can do it. To count the numbers, you just tell it what numbers you want it to count. And there are 21 of them. Then what do?
Divide
Divide
by the sum by the.
You divide the sum. Well, there's a couple of ways to do
By the
that.
sum, technically.
This formula is to take this sum and divide it by this count. And the average is, the mean is 78.19. So in essence, that median was a good guesstimate. Either one of them is a good portrayal of the so-called average, the central tendency of these data. Either one of them works fine. Now, we see that, we will see that it kind of depends some. We'll look at some similar data and see why we have both of those. In this case, it doesn't matter which one we present in one sense. Well, what else do we have? There's the mean. We got the median. We said the mode. What else do we need to portray?
The range.
Something about the dispersion. One of those is the range. What is the range in these data?
Or the highest and lowest.
It's the highest to lowest. It's 57 to 99. Now, boy, this is where those statistician folks really get technical about things. Okay? These are numbers, percentages, amounts, scores. Okay? Sometimes you may see the term, and I think we have it in our yellow sheet, maybe continuous variable. What is a continuous variable?
Where it can be anywhere between here and here. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be integers, for
It
example.
doesn't have to be integers. It can be anything in between. So when we say that the mean is 78.19, that tells us what kind of data is this.
Continuous.
It is a continuous data. A score of 79 doesn't mean precisely 79. Okay? It could mean, rounded off, what numbers?
78.62.
78.62, all the way, or even lower, all the way down to 78.5, up to, but not including,
Up to less than 79.5.
yeah, up to 79.5, not included. 79.4999 repeated, which is 79.5. Okay? Any of those numbers. I make that point because what is the range in these data? It is not just the low point to the high point. It is not 57 to 99. Okay? The range is one value. What is that value?
42?
You sure? This is where the statisticians just wear you out.
Depends on what you're talking about.
This is continuous data.
So no, it can't be.
It is what it is. Like, wouldn't you not round it?
If you rounded it, if you didn't round it, what is that 57? What does that represent?
56 point.
Somewhere between 56.5 and 57.5. So the range is from 56.5 to 99.5. Holy cow.
So it'd be-
The range is 43, isn't it? Oh my God, that is just stupid. That is crazy, isn't it? Do you see why the range is 43 and not 42?
That's pedantic.
Oh boy, it is a bit. It is a bit. Until we really think about it and really say, well, that is what it is. Whoa. Look at the number on your sheet down below, just a little bit, and tell me how many years there is in that range from 51 to 60. There are 10 years. There are 10 years?
10 different ages.
Are there 10 different years? Are there 10 years?
It's 11 years.
Yeah, for
When are you 51?
On your birthday.
On your birthday. How long are you 60?
For a year.
For a whole year, from the time you turn 60 until the moment before you turn 61. So, what is the midpoint
How long?
of 51 to 60?
$55 and a half.
Why would it be 56?
Because you haven't reached your birthday yet, right?
Who hadn't reached their birthday?
Someone, we don't know when their birthday is.
That's right, we don't know what anyone's birthday is, but that person who is 50 is how old?
50.
He's somewhere between, or she is somewhere between 50 and 51.
Depends on the day.
But then you have
Okay.
to count the days according to which year it is. Is it a leap year? There might be an extra year, there might be extra minutes.
And we don't report our age in days and minutes.
But that's why it's continuous.
It is continuous data, but if we report our age, the ages are not 49 and a half to 50 and a half, and your age is 50. It is 50.0 to 50, it's continuous, but it is 50.0 to 50.9999.
So this.
Again, you talk about being pedantic. Oh man, that is big time, just being a number freak. I mean, it really is. So now do 51.0 to 60.99 and tell me what the midpoint of that is. You may have to write it out. 50, it says 51 to 60. It really means 51.0 to 61.
Why 51.0 and not 50.5?
Because you're.
Because-
51 on your
Okay.
birthday.
Yeah,
Like
it's only little bitty kids that report their age is, I'm 7.5.
Yeah, that happens.
You're 7.
That's like saying it's 5'2".
What is
They're
the
not 5'2",
midpoint
they're 5'2".
of 51 to 61?
No, 10.
Is it 55 and a half
55.995.
or 55.999999?
I was thinking.
56.
Why you're rounding up?
No, I'm not. 59.9999999 continued to infinity is 56. It's not rounded.
What?
Trust me.
Oh, this is trash.
No, it isn't.
At what point do you decipher between the 55.999 being not rounded up versus rounded up? Because of what?
What do you add to
variable
59? What do you add to 59.999 or?
One day and then you get.
No. What do you add to 59.9999999 to get 60?
Anything.
No, to get exactly 60.
Oh, exactly.
0.000000000000
Into infinity.
Yeah.
Therefore, 59.999 to infinity is 60.
Okay, so it's 56.
It is 56.0.
If it wasn't age, it would be
56.
different.
Yes, it would be different
But
if it
it's
wasn't
because
age.
it's age, it's the variable.
Because it's continuous.
Okay.
It's not because it's continuous, it's because of the way that we record and do age versus most everything else.
Okay, can you explain why we do that with age?
Age is based on your birthday.
Because there's another
Okay.
variable that we can't account for, would you say that's why?
No, it's just, that's the convention. Why is 56.5 rounded up to 57 and not rounded down to 56?
If someone decided to sell.
It's convention. Okay? It's just convention, isn't it? And the way we report age is the number of years not rounded. It's just the number of years we've completed. Okay? Now that's, again, I just point that out to show you how really stupid,
So wait,
I mean stupid, numbers people are. I mean, it is, that's kind of silly, but I don't know, I'm going to use that whole routine again on you. Does it really matter to you if it's 56 or 55.5? Who could care less? You could care less, but the dang statistician, those numbers kinds of folks, they want, so just do it their way.
Representing data, then it doesn't matter.
Just do it their way. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care how it is.
okay, so
That was her take a chill pill moment. I was like,
But I wanna
Whoa,
see her explain it.
this is tough stuff. That's not really
it's
tough. It's,
overcomplicated.
yeah, it's like, oh, let's overthink this times 1,000.
no, it's not overthink this. If I ask you how old you are in years, what do you tell me until your birthday?
I'd say the year before, 27.
That's right. You're 27 until the day that you turn 28. But if you're talking about how much you weigh and you don't have you may want this to do that, but you don't have something that you can only report it in whole numbers, okay? It's going to flop over to 132 when it says 131.6. When the actual weight was 131.6, it would record it as 132.
But I mean, a day or a week before you turn 100, I would totally say, I'm a week short of 100.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I'm
say.
about to.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm 99.
We
I'm
do
a
say
week short of
that.
100.
We say, I turn 42 next month.
Yeah.
But you're not 42 now. How old are you? I'm 41.
I disagree
Some
with
days I'm 41 point.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, technical, you are the age you are at that time, and it is correct to do it that way, but nobody does it that way, because that's like overthinking.
The convention is that we report our year as the year we are until we turn the next year. That's the convention. Just accept it as the convention. Why is it January, February, March. Why did January, March, February? Who died and left February before March?
I mean, that's
Ancient,
constellations.
but some of it's constellations, some of it's
Constellations?
They just named it
Roman
Roman
gods,
gods,
some
system
of
to follow.
it's emperors.
I don't know, we don't question that stuff. I don't
question it. Never mind.
I don't want to know either. I just accept it.
It's like math theory.
I just accept
But
it.
it is overcomplicated in the sense that, like in a normal conversation, oh, 1 + 1 is 2? Yeah, 1 + 1 is 2. To like a statistician, they'd be like, wow, if you're ready to sit down and listen for an hour, I can explain.
1 + 1 actually equals 3.
And it's like,
Which I
don't know.
Well,
Oh my
according to
gosh.
what he just said, 1 + 1 might.
Oh my gosh, just count on your fingers. I
Yeah.
already said that. It makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Yep, no, really, it did. 51, 52, 52, 52. So much more sense.
yep.
Without all the math.
So
The problem is,
Range.
one is around toes.
range is computed from the lower limit to the upper limit. You say it doesn't make any difference? I've got a fence to build. It's 100 feet of fence. I want a post every 10 feet. How many posts do I need?
11.
Oh, wait a second. 100 divided by 10 is only 10
But you
posts.
So you need one on either end.
Count to 0.
Okay, so it does
Okay,
matter,
an idea
doesn't
of
it?
0. They just
Yeah,
said
but
that 0 was
that's not
over.
One of the Mayans' faults.
I don't, whatever. It's,
Romans what?
Who is
It does.
It still makes a
It
difference.
does make a difference.
That's just easy thing to
Okay.
know.
All I know is that they were food.
Just add-
Range is from the lower limit,
You know, I drank 0 beers before.
the lower limit, whatever that convention is, to the upper limit. The difference between that. Okay? Now, you try it out. Oh, by the way, wouldn't you know, I don't think that I don't think that Excel will give you range. Can't figure out how it would give us range. But we can compute range, okay? Not, it must not be used very often. It's not. Don't care about it very much. Why?
Can I just say they range from ages? 51 to 60? Or I need to have like a tangible number.
Well, those are the limits, but that isn't one range.
Okay.
Why is range not a very good measure of dispersion? Someone has already pointed out to us why it's
Is
not.
it because it's continuous?
No, because you could have one person that scores a 50 and 50 that score 100, and if you give them the range,
It doesn't account for frequency.
yeah,
Doesn't account anything for frequencies. It just gives
high and low.
high and low, those limits and what is in between. In fact, it doesn't really do that. A range there of 43 doesn't even tell us where it starts and where it ends.
You have to put your limits in separately.
Yeah, they put the limits to calculate the range, gives us more information, but it gives us, it's more information as opposed to slow. Range was 43 points. It doesn't tell us much about everything in between. Okay? What tells us about things in between then? What is true about so many interval and ratio, and for that matter, even ordinal variables? Let's think of things like height. Let's think about weight. Let's think about IQ score. Let's think about test scores on a test that we might give to an undergraduate class. What is typically true about so very many variables that we measure?
Normal distribution.
There is some kind of distribution where there's more around the center than there is around the edges. Okay? So what do we use then to get shed of? That's an East Texas expression. You know that? Get shed of something? Rachel, you don't know that, do you? What is getting shed of something? Oh, I knew I'd learn this. Yeah, you knew that, don't you, Kristen? But
We
that's,
grew up in the same place.
I was gonna say, that's pretty East Texas redneck to say, I'm gonna shed of that woman, you know. Get rid of it, okay? To get rid of something. I'm sorry, that was way too, I shouldn't have said that. Is it okay to put that on tape?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a colloquialism. No one can correct a colloquialism.
Yeah, okay. To get shed of something. All right. What can we use to get shed of those extremes? Someone told us what extremes were, what dispersion. what were-
Outliers?
Yeah, outliers. Get rid of outliers. What do we use?
So is that equation?
Standard deviation.
Hmm?
Standard deviation?
We use something called standard deviation, whatever the devil that is.
It's the typical differences.
Sort of average deviation. And average deviation is different than standard deviation. Okay? Anything else? Look through our list here and tell me what is analogous to standard deviation. Variance is the value from which we calculate standard deviation. So it's not analogous. Boy, this is a tough
Is
one.
the confidence interval related to standard deviation?
We use standard deviation, but it's not analogous. What?
Interquartile range.
Interquartile range, man, that's a big old word, isn't it? What is interquartile range?
2 words.
Huh? Yeah, it's 2 words with one of them being hyphenated. Interquartile, hyphen quartile, range.
Yeah.
It's the middle 50%. It's from the first quartile to the third quartile.
Wait.
So these numbers now are arranged from high to low. In addition to a first and a third quartile, what other quartiles are there? What is an aisle? It's a line. It's a breaking point, isn't it? Did we get that last week? Yeah, okay, I'm glad we got there. Boy, I didn't know if I covered that or not. It does not have width. It only has, it breaks stuff. So it's a point, okay, on a line, if you will. So we have a third quartile and a first quartile. I wonder what other quartile we might have.
Median.
We have a median. And what quartile is the median? It is the second quartile. Quartiles break a group into what?
Quarters.
Quarters. Okay? They break something into quarters. So we've got these 21 numbers here with 79, number 11, the 11th one, being the median. It's the number at the second quartile. Okay? Where is the first and third quartiles?
25th and 75th.
The 25th and 75th percentiles. Well, duh, there's another aisle. What does percent mean?
Per 100.
Per 100. So 75th and 25th and 50th percentile. What's the 50th percentile? The other two things that 50th percentile means. Median and not necessarily mean. We just said it. There's 3 quartiles.
the second quartile?
Second quartile. The 50th percentile, the median, and the second quartile are all right there. 79. So mark your 79 and tell me where, boy, this is really weird. Tell me where the third quartile is.
At the top of the middle half.
Hmm?
At the top of the middle half.
The top of the middle half.
The upper half of the top half.
The upper half of the top half.
We need to draw a picture.
Draw a picture or take those numbers there. Take this sheet here.
70?
Circle 79. Oh, you don't, no, you can't use this one because it's
Well,
not in
it's
order.
not easy for us.
No, you gotta look up here. That's why I did this here.
So,
How are you gonna get it? How many numbers are there in the upper quartile, upper half?
10.
10 of them, okay.
So,
Count down, so where's half?
in
In
between,
between
In between,
66 and 70.
or which order?
Oh, 5 and 6.
In between the 5th and the 6th number. Well, the 5th number is 66. Great.
so it'd be 68 would be where the,
66 to 70. What is the third quartile?
Third quartile would be the what?
You got it.
15.
first,
Halfway between 66 and 70, or halfway between, technically, between 65 and a half and 70 and a half. And what is it?